Hello and welcome to the Inbetween podcast where we talk about video games and everything in between. Mostly games, sometimes in between.
No fake apologies either.
No, we won't.
No fake apologies.
We're going to talk about that a bit later with BlizzCon. We've got brand new Tony webcam over here. I'm pointing to the wrong way because I mirrored it so it doesn't look weird on stream, but...
Yeah, does it actually point to me, then actually go to my...
That's how I set it up.
The webcam, yeah. If I'm a bit motionless, it's just because I've got a bad camera.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah?
If this goes well enough... We'll upgrade it to a GIF of a skeleton that moves.
Okay. Yeah, but I really like the skeleton though.
Okay.
I like the pose. It's perfect. It's like the Peter Molyneux thinking pose. I kind of like it.
You were just talking about before we started the podcast that you couldn't get access to your Twitter account.
Yeah. We got it in a Tony edit.
Okay.
But it's never going to be seen at this point. But yeah, I try
Tony's Twitch got hacked and he can't get into Twitter now.
I'll never get into Twitter. Basically, I don't... Okay. And there's like there was the new UI update for Twitter, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's what's fucked me. Double fucked me. Because before I couldn't... Because it thought I was a bot. And it's like, you're going to have to... This was... I think it was my old phone. So it's like, oh, you have to connect it to your phone number. I'm like, I don't want to do that. Fuck that noise. And it's like... Then I go, you know what? I might as well try and get my Twitter back because it might be useful. I don't know why I was thinking this. Because I was just like changing passwords and I saw like Twitter... had a password that I wanted to change because it was like too easy to hack.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll try and change it. I'll just log into it. Okay, I'll actually set up my phone number. Fine. But so I expected like, okay, I'll deal with the recovery setup. I deal with like inputting my details and things. No, got blanks. Like you log in you get to the normal Twitter page. You log in, so that's the home page. You log in, and it's like, okay, it's now loading your profile because there's some problems with it. Then loads like a media query that's just a blank white screen. Like, okay, this is fucked. I reloaded it several times, get to the home page, immediately go back to the white screen. So I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to do with that. Other than maybe create a new Twitter account? I guess? Delete some cookies? I don't know. I'll delete cookies first, but...
Because you made a Twitter account and then you immediately followed Katie Price and then Twitter
I was like...
You're a bot, rid of him.
I was talking to you. I was like, oh, I was going to follow Katie Price and Jim Sterling and Ant and Deck.
That's a bot. Take it out.
And I was like, as soon as I followed Jim Sterling, I was a bot. So
that is the bot formula: Jim Sterling, Ant and Deck, and Katie Price.
Yeah.
No one, no one intentionally follows Katie Price.
And Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think it was those like 4 people I followed, and I was then a bot.
It's like
fuck you, Twitter. Fuck you.
It's like you know one of those captures. They have a picture of Katie Price and they're like, click on all the tiles with Katie Price in it. The bot's perfectly getting it. It's like, we got him. He's a bot. Replicant detected.
Yeah.
If you've seen Blade Runner. Because
I
the
think
bots are learning what Katie Price
I think I might be a replicant.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like I don't learn in the same way as other people, so I feel like I'm just imitating people sometimes.
TLDR, spoilers for the original Blade Runner if you've never seen it. I think there was like Blade Runner's like the first ever film that had a director's cut. I may have talked about this before, I don't remember.
Well, there's some H-Bomber director's cut thing as well.
But based on the director's cut, it's like heavily hinted that Harrison Ford's character is a replicant as well.
Yeah, I think they could have done a better job with hinting that through the whole movie personally, because like his job is to find replicants.
Yeah,
it would have been cool if he had an existential crisis actually in like not just hinted at, but like kind of like maybe not discussed like really ham-fisted, but like kind of like it's one of his like problems that he has as a character, like a character flaw. Like he thinks he might be a replicant because he doesn't remember like his parents or something, and like that'd be kind of cool. But as it is, it's just like, oh, he had a dream about a unicorn, and this guy also knew about unicorns, so he might be a replicant. Like, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's better than nothing, but when I was told what Blade Runner was about before I watched it, I thought it was going to be something way different than what it was, and I want the version in my head to be real, not the one I watched.
Well, it's also Blade Runner set in 2019 as well.
Yeah.
We're coming to that point where all these futuristic sci-fi things are just now.
Well, also, we should have been wiped out by a Skynet by this point, like 3 times at least. True. Sorry, Legion.
We should have Jaws in 3D.
Yeah, yeah, and hoverboards. We got hoverboards, sort of.
Well, speaking of futuristic stuff, sci-fi.
The future.
Stellaris, democracy. Talked about this a little bit last week.
Yeah. We've got, I need to put timestamp. Most important timestamp, Stellaris.
Skip Dave.
Skip. Why does Dave want to skip?
I don't know.
Does he not like Stellaris?
Oh, what? No, I think space engineers he was
about. But you don't want space engineers either.
No, I actually think think David actually enjoys Stellaris.
Yeah.
I might if he could get into the
non-turn based,
the real-time strategy.
Yeah. The thing is though, it's slow enough, and there's like a pause button. Like it's not. I kind of my worry when I first played it was like, okay, it's not turn based.
Yeah,
I might be screwed here because I've played like real-time space games before, and
Starcraft.
It was awful. No, Starcraft isn't awful, but like other like 4X games, and like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like just used to Civ, I guess. Like I was playing like Endless Legends and Civ, and they're both turn-based.
Right.
So I was like, I wasn't prepared for not being you can pause it, but not really needing to pause it. But yeah, no. I think you would enjoy it. You can be a warmonger. You can just like kill everyone. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this, speaking of not killing everyone though, this update is about not killing everyone.
This is when my interest peaked.
Yeah,
I'm like democracy.
This is honest. You know the stuff like, oh, you wish you could do this, and that in like Civ. Like it has some of those mechanics in. Like you have. So in the update, you're gonna have Space UN, which they're calling the Galactic Community, which you can found after you've found half the people. I'm gonna
just invite the ones you like.
I don't know because they say a community, right? But when the people who I watch refer to it, they say the Galactic Community. So I'm not sure if it's a typo or you can have multiple UNs.
Yeah, what if half of the races founded a community and the other half founded a different community? What would happen if there's two?
I don't know.
Would it start war, maybe?
No, yeah, because you have different like trade sanctions and like different rules you can pass in one of them. I don't know if there's gonna be two or not. Right. But the interesting thing is, I think there might be more than one. Is you can leave the UN, or you can leave the Galactic Community.
You can do a Brexit.
Yeah. I think it's more of an EU sort of thing, more opposed to a UN sort of thing. But I don't know because everyone who I watched says the Galactic Community, but actually in the dev diary, they said a community. I don't know if that's a typo or what, but
fingers crossed.
I want to be multiple. I really want to be multiple.
The idea of multiple is really
because then you could have like, I was going to say the Klingon UN and.
But I think it's a lot hard to balance as game design.
Yeah, it won't matter too much because like it is just like exactly like kind of like European Union where they don't really like fight for each other.
Is it like World Congress in Civ?
Sort of, but you can't like win through it. But you can like have trade sanctions and things, but there's no like point scoring things or anything. It's just like whatever helps.
Frame of reference.
Yeah, it's like you can like example that I think the screenshot gave was like they were trying to get workers' rights through.
Okay.
So in this Galactic Community, the one that was the most popular that we're going to vote on next was workers' rights, and then it would have like a negative effect and like a big positive effect, and obviously it would help some, hinder some other people. If you had too many hindrances, you're like, all right, I'm just going to leave this Galactic Community because it doesn't help me anymore. Because there's like too many sanctions against me, or like all these things they've passed are really bad.
Yep.
And then obviously, and also what's really cool, you can trade favors and get them to other people. You can call in your favors to vote for like you. You have like 5 favors with me. I want you to vote on this for me, like because I really want this to be passed. I think it's really cool. You can actually manipulate. You can actually like cheat the system, I guess. They've made a system that you can cheat, which is great. Then I think
well, as we all know, a lot of governments are corrupt. So
so they're trying to add that sort of element to it because like a lot of empire types you can build are kind of like corrupt governments. They're just kind of adding to that.
One thing I like to do is very much just buy people's trust and stuff like that.
So in the actual DLC, which I think they talked about in this was like 2 weeks ago. This dev diary, the last dev diary, I think this one about Security Council.
Yeah.
It's kind of you never played Mass Effect though, have you? In Mass Effect, there's like all these species.
I got lost in the Citadel.
Okay, in the Citadel, there are only 3 of the species out of like 12 or something are like in charge of like Space UN.
Yeah.
The same thing is true in this as well. 3 of the most powerful people in that UN become part of the Security Council, whatever they've called it, and they have the veto powers. They're the ones who are in charge, really. But they can like call forth like military aid and like force like those sort of things in times of crisis. So you can ignore the Reapers if you want.
Mm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
When it comes to BioWare and RPGs, I've kind of more leaned towards Dragon Age than Mass Effect.
I like them both, but I prefer Dragon Age to Mass Effect. It's more... It's less like just choosing like one or two options and then going with that and posting. Like Dragon Age actually.
I think the idea with Dragon Age was really cool, where you have to take you start off by taking like this blood pact almost. Where, what is it? You like ingest.
There's Grey Wardens, and you ingest the blood of the Blighted, the Darkspawn.
And it's kind of like, well, what's really happening? Is this just an initiation, or are you becoming like a Darkspawn to fight them?
Well, the thing is that everyone who knows all the information gets killed before you can know what's happening. So you have to kind of just like go, what the hell is happening? Yeah, which is really cool. Because like you start having like dreams about the dragon. You're like, what the hell's going on?
There's an Age of Dragons coming.
Yeah.
Here.
Dragon Age.
Play Dragon Age. Good game.
Good game.
Should we talk about some trailers?
Yeah, it's good trailer. That's the thing. I'm excited for the new Stellaris though, and I think you'd actually quite like the new update.
I don't like TSs. Get wrecked.
Oh, yes, it's a 4X.
It's a 4X real-time game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if I wanted to play a strategy game, I would probably just play Civ.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
I think I would probably try and buy this game for you because
really,
if I host it,
you baited me into getting Space Engineers before.
I won't. Well, I'll buy it for you this time. Not. But if you buy just the base game and then join my game, we can have all the DLC. Like you don't have to buy it.
Oh, it works like that, does it?
Yeah, you don't have to buy it all.
Okay. If it's in the bargain bin.
It's in the bargain. It should be on. It's been on 75% off before, I think. I think it was 75% off or 60% off or something.
Alright. But it's good that I don't need to buy all the DLCs just to play the game, right?
But I think if it does go on sale, I will buy it for everyone basically. Because
really?
Mike already has it.
Did you hear that, guys?
Dave, Andy, and you.
Hold on to it.
3 copies.
You've got the
Christmas sale.
Christmas sales coming up. We leaked it it was leaked like last week.
Yeah, all the sales, the autumn sale, the Halloween sale, and the
next sale's autumn, so November 26th.
I don't understand the autumn sale. I don't get it. Also, I completely missed the Halloween sale. I was busy.
The thing is with the
nothing happened.
The Halloween sale is I owned like all of the games
that you already want. Yeah.
But the thing is, I notice more and more about sales as I own a lot of the games that I want, and also, I think I'm done buying. Okay, I'll talk about this for a little because it's kind of I think I'm done buying single player games.
Yeah,
because I just don't play. Do you know how many single player games I own that are actually really good games that I haven't played? My Steam account of games is too big.
Okay.
I need to not buy single player games because I just don't go through them. Now, multiplayer games that I could buy my friends and play, that's a different story. But
I think for me personally,
yeah,
I think I need to not go online to talk to people to just play a single player game. Because because a lot of single player games I have are very obviously that most single player games are, but they're very story focused and not just open world.
Yeah.
Where that isn't really so you can talk to someone and play an open world game. But most games I play that single player are very story focused. So I can't really talk to someone at the same time.
Most single player games I play are time sinks where I just play Slay the Spire on repeat.
So I think for me I need to just not connect to the internet and play a single player game. So that's why I haven't really played them over the past few years.
The last single player game that I really got into where I went into it and I was just really enjoying it and playing it and I was in the world was Fallout 3.
Yeah.
That was the last game where I just really immersed into that.
Is that a recent playthrough of Fallout or was this the first time it came out?
I mean, there has been other single player games where I've Hat in Time, fantastic. Really enjoyed that. I enjoy a game when I play through the entire thing. I go back and I do other stuff. I then
buy the DLC.
I play the DLC and then I just start downloading workshop maps and playing on those again just because I want to play more Hat in Time.
Yeah.
That's probably a more recent one where I just did everything I could on that game because it was fucking amazing. But most single player games I play are just roguelites. And they're just games that I just play and play on repeat while I'm doing something else.
Yeah, I just find that I just need to not go online and play it is my thing. But
I actually think I find it easier to play single player games if I'm talking to someone else.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the exact opposite. I have no interest in playing a single player game if I'm talking to someone.
So we could do games we've been playing actually here.
Oh yeah, you want to do that 2 weeks ago as well, didn't you?
Yeah, there's some quick stuff because I have been playing a single player game, which I probably need to mute. There we go. Seasons After Fall. Now, you know I fucking love artistic little platformers, and this is one of them.
Lots of color, yeah.
Yep.
Lighting and color.
It also starts off like Spore, which I was like, okay,
yeah,
I love Spore.
You love Spore Self Stage.
What
the hell's going on? I'm really confused already. What?
This is like the start of the game.
Yeah, I'm confused. Can you explain what's going on?
No, not really.
No.
Wait, is this the only footage I have? I had another one. Oh, hang on, let me see. I might only have this footage. I might have accidentally moved it onto my hard drive already. Yeah, okay, well, you eventually, you take over the body of a fox.
Oh, okay, right.
And then you, change the seasons. Now, if I'm looking at, other games I've played, like Fee and Ori,
yeah,
I would definitely say this is... The animations are really cool, but I would say, Ori is definitely, top tier. Fee is definitely, 3D platforming top tier.
Yeah.
And this is more like a 2D
Another not as good, but still good.
It's okay.
Okay.
I think it leans more on the art side than it does the gameplay side, and I'm more of a gameplay person.
Yeah.
Because the thing about Ori is if you took the art away from Ori and you put other art on it, it would be an incredibly great Metroidvania platformer.
Yeah.
It would be fantastic already. But when you add the art onto it, it just becomes this fantastic game, which is why I'm so excited for the new Ori and the Will of the Wisps to come out as well.
That's even better.
But then, Fee, I think I actually may have even favoured more towards the art on that one because of how cool it was.
It was so integral to the experience.
You had these cool Bioshock Big Daddy style villains, and you're like, what the hell's going on in this world?
Yeah.
I want to save this deer. What's happening?
It was more story driven in a way than mechanical driven. Or mechanically driven, that's what I'm trying to say.
One thing that, I don't know if this is intentional, because it might be based on the story, but the world is very empty in this game. Yeah. There's almost nothing else in the world but you and obstacles, basically. So you're kind of doing these short puzzle solving.
Yeah. Not really any enemies or.
But it just there's long stretches of the game where you're just running with no sound apart from ambience. Okay. You're just
no music either.
It maybe light music. I don't quite remember, but it's just maybe probably some the ambient music, and you're just running from section to section. And I gotta admit, at some point, I think I was maybe a little bit bored.
It's like that sort of arty thing where they wanted you to have this elongated, lonely feeling, but then you get bored of the same feeling over and over again.
Yeah, I felt kind of more like...
I get that a lot with arty games.
I felt more like it was like... What was it against?
Walking Simulator?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's a trap for that a lot of arty, not just games, but a lot of arty films, games, things do. They had this really cool experience they want to have, but then it's what's one thing that's just slightly too long or really too long?
Find it here. Find some gameplay to show you, because actually the art. I need to show you the art style of the actual game because it's so good.
Oh, okay, that's really cool.
See, this is you have long sections of this where you're just running and running and running. The platforming isn't as good as other the animations are cool, but the actual platforming itself doesn't feel it doesn't feel tight, doesn't feel great. And there's a lot of sections, as you can see here, you're just doing puzzles in very big open areas where there's not a lot of stuff happening. This isn't a bad game. I definitely enjoyed my experience overall, I think, but I think it was missing something.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can quite put my finger on it other than to say maybe if the platform is... Maybe if there was...
Yeah, more stuff to do, tighter platforming.
But I don't know. But the thing is, that might completely change the feel of the game if there was more enemies and there's more stuff going on. It's I think the idea was it's this big open world, and the idea is you're changing the seasons, and you're going from like winter and summer and autumn and stuff like that. And you're changing the world as this lone fox, right?
Maybe if like changing the seasons like made more impact on the world or something, we kind of like added platforming in if you change the seasons.
The idea is you're kind of waking up the old
yeah.
You're waking up the old guardians of the forest, and you're gaining the power to change the seasons, and that's kind of how they do the basic puzzle. Like, I think the game gets a lot better as you go on, because like the more start is very slow.
Yeah, the start that you showed was very arty. I had no idea. I still have no idea what was going on in that.
You kind of just kidnap this fox, and then you have like a sole narrator, and she's like, "Don't worry, little seed, we can go and save the forest." And it's like, oh, okay, it's like we just kidnapped this fox, and now we're gonna bark at some stuff. It reminds me kind of like Fee in the way that you kind of communicate with everything. You're kind of very animalistic, like Fee. You're making noises, and you're trying to communicate with nature.
Yeah,
right?
like
this is very much like Fee in that sense, right? If you've played that, these are all not Ori, but like Fee I played through Origin Access. This is another game that was on Origin Access. This is how I played it.
Yeah.
Which I'd recommend. Also, apparently with Origin Access, if you had two-factor authentication, you were supposed to get a month of Origin Access for free in November. And loads of people are saying they haven't got it, and some people are saying they have got it, but on completely different days they're being given access to it, and it seems to be like really shoddy, like the rollout of this. So don't really know what's going on with that. But if this looks like something interesting to you, definitely check this out. It's on Origin Access. It's on Steam. You know, you can buy it on your preferred platform. But just know that the start of the game is very slow.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with maybe just running for like 30 minutes, just the scenery, world. Then maybe it's for you. If you want more action, but you want an artsy platformer, check out Fee or Ori and the Blind Forest Road. Those are fantastic games.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely check this one out. I wanted to put a spotlight on this because even though it's a game that even though it was a game that I'm not immediately like, this game's fantastic, I'm like, this game, it's saying something, is good, and it's still worth checking out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Oh, I played Gary's Mod Cruise Line. If you don't know what Gary's Mod Cruise Line is, don't worry, neither did I. I was literally browsing the Gary's Mod servers, and I was like, you can see there's 8-ball pool there, and I was like, wait, this is just Gmod Tower, but on a cruise ship. And what I wanted to figure out what was different about this that would mean that you would play this over Gmod Tower or Tower Unite, right? This is like a nightclub, you can buy furniture, you can buy player models and stuff like that. This is an early beta, this was the open beta, as I found out later. There's me sipping on apple juice, just to test out the
big old screen. Yeah.
I eventually, I think it shows off. There's bowling as well, which bowling's already a mini game in Tower Unite. Yeah. So I was like, why did we need this? Snooker I hadn't seen before, but then I decided to queue up for mini golf. And mini golf is another, of course, game mode from Gmod Tower and Tower Unite you could already play. But I think they were doing the thing where people could build workshop maps for it to add longevity. I know Tower Unite have said in their Trello and stuff and their forums they want to eventually have it so all the game modes, people can make workshop maps for it eventually when the game gets developed enough. But that's an interesting angle to go with. But basically, I went to the hotel room as well. It's if you've seen Gmod Tower or Tower Unite, it's like the hotel room. You have like a TV to watch TV with friends. I honestly didn't know the difference between this and Gmod Tower, other than it was on a cruise ship. So I'm still like, I went to their website. Like I think it might just be like 1 or 2 people developing this. But I went on their website and I was like, oh, FAQs, maybe I can figure it out. The website was kind of broken. There was no FAQ, so I couldn't really pinpoint their direction of thinking of why they wanted to do this. Like, I don't know. I think I maybe linked the website down here. Give me a second. Gmod Cruise. So here's the workshop here. So yeah, if you want to check it out, it's Winter Phoenix. He was on the server as well. I believe he is the developer of this. It was in open beta on the weekend when I played it, which is this weekend, 10th of November. Yeah, I think it periodically opens the servers for more testing. It's obviously in early access, so if this interests you and you're like, hey, I like the idea of like a hotel-based cruise ship where you can hang out with friends, check that out. But honestly, I'm not sure why it exists. If I could speak to Wind of Phoenix, I would ask him these questions, but maybe one day.
What's the vision? What's the end goal, I guess?
Okay. Let's go into trailers, I guess. So, oh wait, am I still doing what we've been playing? Because I kind of want to talk about more stuff.
Okay, well,
I have footage.
You have footage.
I have footage of Half Dead 2. If you've seen the most recent Donkey video, you might know about this, where he was playing a bunch of multiplayer games. Basically, the general idea of this game is you're basically in like a death maze, and you have to try and progress through rooms without getting killed by traps. It may seem pretty simple, but it's actually quite a lot of strategy once you get into it. There's actually a little bit of depth once you get into it, because you have two shoes, and you can throw a shoe into a room before you go into it, and it tests for traps, because some rooms are kill rooms, and as soon as you go in them, they immediately shut down and they are instant kills, right? And there's also bandages you can find and heal yourself, which is pretty cool. That's a death suitcase. So he activated the trap, Dave, and then he set himself on fire. He's gonna die. But the idea is basically you're trying to progress through floors until you get to the final floor and escape.
Yeah.
And then kind of the game, that's the core gameplay loop.
Professor X as well.
Yeah. That's the core gameplay loop. And then they have loot boxes you can earn by winning, and then they give you cosmetics. That's like the core loop of the game. But it may feel gimmicky at first, but we tried like tons of different game settings, because what you can do is you have like a mini map. I think on this one maybe we were playing without the mini map, because the mini map will show you where everyone's been already and what's a kill room in a different room. And when you turn the mini map off, it becomes a completely different game. You can set how many floors you want, how much damage you want traps to do, and that sort of stuff.
Seems more of a horror game without a mini map, and less of like a strategy.
Yeah.
Not isn't that actually is like horrific.
I wouldn't say it's
but like
particularly scary game.
No, not in terms of that. Just in terms of like you don't really like you're kind of whole horror games like you're kind of lost in the way you're really going.
I did play Half Dead 1 as well, because I think they were both pretty cheap. But it didn't really.
It's the same.
It was kind of the same as this, but it was slightly different. But I think Half Dead 2 was more. They kind of figured things out more, and it's more of a developed
It's not one of those cases where like the first one was better than the second
though.
one, and like they made it worse with the second one. It's like the other way around. They actually made it better with the second.
But this game's like pretty cheap. Like if you want to try out just a fun co-op game with friends, definitely check this one out. It's actually a lot more fun than maybe you think you get out of it.
I don't know. I personally think that's pretty fun. There's a lot of room variation from what I can see.
Do you know, like this guy's hitting a mine? One thing you can do is you can throw your shoe out the mine and it'll explode. I'm taking a bandage.
Do you not get used to that? Do you not recognise the rooms eventually, though? Is my only question. No.
They're always like completely randomised.
No, but it's really if you see this once and you see it again, it's like you deal with it in the same way.
No, because it could be a kill room or like.
Oh, okay, I see.
There's lots of randomization in it to a point where you could never go into open a room and go, I know exactly what's going to happen in this room.
So they've actually put some effort into making it completely different. Okay, that's not my only concern with it.
Oh, I played Fortnite Season 2, which probably comes up later when we talk about Overwatch 2, because they're just trying to re-release the game again, kinda. Because I played it and I was like, okay, this is just like exactly the same game again. What's like different about this? Yeah.
Really? Okay.
But basically, I played it and I felt like I was actually like getting old, because every time I did something, it's like, epic XP. I was like, what? He's like, picking up ammo medal. And I was like, okay, flashing screen. And it's like, fishing medal. And it's like, oh my god, you got a survival medal.
Okay, that's cringy.
I was like,
that's cringy.
I was like,
that's so far.
Is this what Epic has to do to keep the attention of fucking kids. It's every second the screen is flashing like, you did something, have a medal, blah, 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 stuff like that.
Well, is that what they need to do, or is that what they think they need to do?
And I started playing the game and I was like, why is this game so easy? I haven't played in ages and I'm just like destroying people.
Bots.
I'm playing against robots.
Yeah.
This is the first like Battle Royale game I've seen that's actually added robots
Without
into
telling
the game. They told people that robots have been added, but I didn't.
We didn't know you were playing against robots, though.
I didn't know the robots.
Yeah.
I thought an old insult is people say people are like bots because they play so bad they have to be robots, right?
Yeah.
But they've actually implemented real robots based on your MMR. Now, normal games have MMR, and I guess because I haven't played in such a long time, they're like, oh, you're probably pretty bad. I've never played ranked on the game.
I think it's a bit more insidious than that, though.
But like, a huge part of the game.
What were their names, though? Was it really obvious, like Bot20, or was it like it could be a username?
It was just like random names like Chuck or something like that. Something like that.
Jim did a video on this, and he was like, the bots he was playing against looked like real people, like in terms of their name, not how they played, but like their name. They look like they could be real people. It's like that's really deceptive.
But the thing is that a huge part of Fortnite is building.
Yeah, and they just
bots
build random
can't
things.
build.
They build like one thing, don't they? And then they stop.
They can't really build at all.
Yeah,
and you'll see like this bot just like crouching across the map, like trying to do something. You're like, I know that's a bot.
Yeah.
And they're very easy to defeat. Like, you can put a wall in front of them, and then they'll start running into the wall, and they'll start hitting it. And you could just build, and they won't be able to do anything. And then they'll get, like, a shotgun, and then they'll instantly turn around and headshot you, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, apparently with more long-range weapons, they take a couple of seconds to, like, kick in the AI to, like, try and hit you. Are they still calculating if they can hit you or not?
But I got matched against a lot of bots in the beginning. Everything was flashing in my face. I then started playing more games, and I was like... Because I won my first 2 games back to back, so it was like, oh, okay, I think that increased my MMR or something. And then I started getting matching against real people, just like every second was a build battle, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I don't want to. I played Save the World again, just to see if it was different. It was still the same game. It still
buggy.
sucks. Still sucks.
Okay.
But yeah, I after that I was like, because I saw people, I was like, Fortnite 2, I really enjoyed the game. Originally, I thought I'd check it out again, and it's still the same game pretty much. This whole Black Hole Season 2 thing was a PR stunt. It's the same game, pretty much. And I don't know, I moved on to other things, so yeah.
Like Apex.
Yeah. Last thing I'll talk about quickly, Battlefield 5 Pacific Theater. I do want to talk about this because I have been playing a lot of it. Really cool. Really cool. See if I can find a trailer for the Pacific Theater, because the new map's really cool. Japan versus America. Battlefield 5 Pacific Theater. Have we shown this trailer before, based on the... This is this is Iwo Jima. As Dave pointed out, it should have way more caves than it does, but you start off on the beach, and then you later go to the... there's more caves as it goes on, and there's new support weapons. The Japanese... This is the other map. This is the Pacific Islands. The Japanese get samurai swords to replace their specials, and the Americans get flamethrowers.
Okay.
And you may laugh and say, flamethrowers are pretty good, right? Why do the Japanese get samurai swords? I killed like 7 people in a row with the samurai swords. They are one-hit kill. They are fuck. When you're playing Iwo Jima and you can get the Americans in the caves and you can get a smoke in there, you run in with a samurai sword. There is no counterplay to that.
Okay.
Like, you see a Japanese man running at you with a samurai sword, you are fucking dead in those caves. There is nowhere to run.
They're too close. You can't do anything.
It's definitely, because immediately I was like, oh, the flamethrower is going to be the weapon I use a lot. I actually think I really like the samurai sword, actually.
Okay.
I have been using a lot more flamethrower as time goes on, but the way they do it is once you capture a point, you can build a support station, and then periodically, very slowly, a support weapon will spawn, and it will replace, like, for the assault, replace like your TNT, like one of your main tools, basically, to take this weapon. So, like, if you come up to a tank with a flamethrower, you've just thrown away your AP mines, or you've thrown away your TNT, and you're not going to be able to deal with it as easily. Actually, one of the things I enjoyed the most was using the new anti-air rocket launcher.
Okay.
I think it's called. Is it called the? It's not the flight gas, is it? What's it called? Let me look it up. The Fliegerfaust.
Okay, that classic.
Yeah. It's the anti-air one where it fires a bunch of rockets at once, so it's very easy to take out air vehicles with it now. Which is something that would really annoyed me is when in Battlefield 5 you were against a plane, it was very hard to take it down. There's the samurai. This is me using the samurai sword right now. I literally, like, my first game of the samurai sword killed like 7 people. It is really fucking cool to use.
I mean, if it's one hit kill, I can see why it's so powerful. I think you subbed it exactly how we subbed it before.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. I like being anti-air.
Well,
I think it's very strong, the flight gas.
As we said before in the past, if you're a fan of World War II, then this is the game.
M1 Grand came out as well, which was an interesting weapon. I think it was really weak when it came out, but once you get like the extra damage bullets in, I think the M1 Grand is actually a really good gun. There's tons of... Actually, I've been having so much fun playing Battlefield 5. I'd highly recommend trying it out. It
looks way better than it did on launch.
And of course, it's on Origin Access Basic, so you can play Battlefield 5. All of the updates are free. This is their live service until like 2022
is
or something like that.
Yeah, was that on its own?
Battlefront.
Is that on that? Is
Battlefront
that on
2?
Yeah.
It's been on for a very long time.
Oh, has it? Okay.
Yeah. That's how I was playing Battlefront 2. Was
you never actually owned it?
No.
Okay.
I own Battlefield 5, but I don't own Battlefront 2.
Okay.
So if you pay £20 a year, you can play those 2 games,
which
I would say was probably even worth it in itself. These are a lot of fun.
There's a lot of likes in this video as well. I guess people like it.
It is really cool. It has really brought a lot of new content to Battlefield 5.
There's content that people at Battlefield actually like as well.
Well, we've been waiting for the Pacific Theatre for a long time, right?
Have you? Okay.
Well, it's one of the things they said they were going to do.
Oh, right. Okay.
So,
yeah.
The plunger.
Got like a grenade on it or something.
I think it's like... I haven't seen that in game at all.
In the previous part of the trailer, he used a plunger against a tank that blew up.
Yeah, they may be teasing like a futuristic future anti-tank weapon, but I don't know.
I don't know if it has like a grenade on the end. It's like a suicide weapon or something.
I also like the new colours as well. But this update is very orange, and it's like the Pacific Theatre.
More orange, yeah.
But like
orange and blues.
World War II and like Europe's very dark, very brown.
Yeah, greens and browns and
stuff like that. But like the Pacific Theatre,
some whites,
blues, whites, oranges, really colourful. Especially the island map is really, really colourful as well.
Yeah,
which is really, really cool to see.
I would not like to be wearing those uniforms though.
No.
It's very warm for that.
On this map specifically, green is very good when you're in the... Like, there's a lot of bushes. Like, I get, like, Vietnam vibes where there's just tons of people in bushes with, like, swords and bayonets.
That's what the
flamethrowers
are for, right?
I'd say flamethrowers are more so for Iwo Jima, and you just shoot the flamethrower into the caves and just burn... Because they also have, like, the lingering flames on the floor as well, which is really cool. Yeah. Check out Battlefield 5. I've been saying this for a while, even though it had a terrible launch and people didn't agree with some of the stuff they said. The game itself is legit really good.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it enough.
I think the game on launch wasn't that great, but they've actually made it far better now.
Okay, let's watch trailers.
At last.
Boneworks. Stress Level Zero's brand new VR game. People have been hyping this up as Half-Life VR. At some levels, people have been hyping this up to be on the level of like a Half-Life VR game. I'm not at that level, but I do think it looks very good.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen this trailer, or is this your first time? Okay.
I haven't seen this before.
The way you require ammo in this, I think, is pretty interesting, because he goes to like this dispenser, and he gets like a... seems like you kind of have force powers as well, because he was like pulling stuff towards him.
I like the jumping.
I'm not sure about... Because he also shows off climbing in VR, I'm not sure about climbing in VR.
Jumping I can get behind, but climbing... The hell?
So he's like spends the ammo to get the axe, and then he uses the axe to open more crates.
So what's going on? You're stuck in a... Where are you? I don't...
when you see the enemies, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck's going?" They've already kind of showed off the enemies in the other trailers.
Okay.
Look, he's using this machine to move these boxes so he can get
It's
some
like
more
a
ammo
forklift
crates.
trolley. Yeah. That looks satisfying.
Yeah,
That looks good. Give me an axe.
but these are kind of the enemies. If you can.
Void energy leaks, did that say?
Yeah, I don't really know. These are the enemies. It's kind of weird, and every time you hit them, it leaves like a mark of where you've pushed them, which looks really cool.
But how do they attack you back?
This one doesn't. I think they're like defected. I think the idea is you're maybe there's like these defective robots, or you might be in a dream. I'm not sure about the story.
Okay.
But like this part is, I thought was really cool. Like there's an enemy down there. Let me pick up a brick and drop it on his head. Bam. Like that's really cool.
They're all defective then. Not really.
But there was some at the end that come in with guns and stuff.
Yeah, these guys are just standing there though.
But these guys do attack you. They're kind of like, I would say more like zombies, like they're feral. Yeah. And it kind of shows off some of the puzzle solving in this. I won't show the whole thing because it's quite long, and I know I've. So this is the climbing I was talking about.
Okay.
I know there is like specifically climbing games in VR, and some people like them. Like you can do climbing without motion sickness, but every time I see something like this, I'm thinking about motion sickness.
I've watched Linus play the weird Star Wars game. I was like, what is the fuck is this climbing element? It looks awful. But I guess you'd have to actually play it to know. Oh my god, okay. He's a little bit more aggressive.
He's just shooting him up.
Shoot him up.
Just skip ahead. So he kind of solves this puzzle, this valve puzzle. I think there's like valves around somewhere. Because people are saying that they think Valve and Boneworks were working in close proximity. Because they're kind of showing off Boneworks, and it does look really cool.
Well, it's in their best interest to show off.
I mean, it's almost fucking December, and Valve still hasn't released their flagship VR title that they said was going to release this. They were going to announce this year.
Oh, this guy's. Oh.
Did they say they were going to announce it, the flagship
VR? I think they said they're releasing it.
And I'm like, on December 29th, we're going to get an update that the announcement is delayed. Like, it's coming. But look, these are the guys with the guns I was talking about. This is where you get to see some of the gunplay.
Jumping in VR looks really good. I will give them that. How are you moving about though?
I assume using the trackpads. They're definitely using the index on this because I know that they're pushing the index. Valve gave Boneworks an index to work with to build this game, so this is built for index. But of course, Index is also backwards compatible with the Vive and the other VR headsets.
12/10. That's 12th of October, 2019.
It's coming out December 10th.
Oh, sorry, December 10th.
So it's coming out in a month. Yes. This game, and it looks really good.
Month and one day.
But I don't know how long it's going to be. We have an Epic Games exclusive announcement. If you remember that weird chess game, if you remember the weird chess game where someone moves a chess piece and it changes the perspective, and it was this weird puzzle game, and it looks really good.
Yeah,
this is that game 5 years later. It's actually being released.
It looks great.
Based on the trailer, it's giving me Portal vibes because you have this crazy. You're kind of in a dream and you're trying to escape.
Well, it seems like you're meant to wake up from the dream.
You're meant to go through puzzles,
keeping you asleep.
And this guy wants to try and escape, sort of like. I don't want to play the music in case we get copyright striked, but you definitely watch trade. Like this is the chess piece, and I was like, oh okay. You're trying to escape, and then the chess piece kind of melts, and it's very.
It's just fucking with your mind.
We were talking about this. I was saying this should be a genre of games, and kind of the idea of the game is kind of like a psychological horror puzzle game, and I was like, psychological puzzler is maybe the genre of this, like Portal, Subliminal, psychological puzzler.
Yeah, the psychological. I like the psychological.
Psychological puzzle.
Psychological. I like that.
Yeah.
Make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good though. I want to play this.
It's out. in a few days. It's out November 12th. It's out 2 days. It's on Tuesday if you're watching this live. Epic is going to be releasing this exclusively on the Epic Game Store. So if you want to check that out, you have to check it out on Epic. This is another cool trailer I saw on Reddit. It is a puzzle platformer with a very interesting premise. Is that the background of the game is a lot more interesting than the actual platforming and maybe interacts with it. If you look at it, the bug goes in, and it's kind of like you have the city kind of vibe on the back, but then you have this very, Game Boy style platformer that kind of moves around with the background, which I thought looked really cool. As a fan, and then you have like the mechanic of moving stuff around, and it's like
that's really cool.
As a fan of artsy platforms, as an artsy platformer connoisseur, this looks really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that. It's like
what this kind of reminds, like some of this kind of reminds me. It kind of reminds me of Unravel, which I haven't played yet, but I do want to try Unravel at some point as well, because I think Unravel 1 and 2 are both on Origin Access as well. Coming soon.
I like that, actually.
Really good. We'll move on. Quick news. I just realised my extension has frozen everything. Amazon will stop allowing the sale of used first-party Nintendo items without approval from Nintendo, which kind of means they're probably not going to get approval. So, yeah, what do you think of this?
They're
kind of stopping the sale of used Nintendo stuff. They did this with like the 3DS, I think, as well. Based on what people said, there's a huge market for secondhand Switches, I believe, because it's so much cheaper than buying a Switch.
I don't think you should be allowed to do that.
It's part of Amazon's policies. People are saying that eBay exists if you want to do this.
I know. But my problem is, it's not just like
Amazon's
it's
like
not,
a third party.
It's not like Amazon's like, we don't sell third party. We don't sell used stuff here, because they do. It's the fact you need approval from a company that has nothing to do with used goods. Once it's yours, you can do what you like with it. You shouldn't need approval from the company that sold it to you. Fuck that noise.
But Amazon definitely wants a strong relationship with Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because that's where they sell Nintendo products.
One of my massive pet peeves is Apple, Ferrari, and now Nintendo. Well, I said always Nintendo, I guess. Really, really fuck consumers over who want to resell their stuff. It's
brands,
don't fuck with it.
Brands can gate their products on Amazon to restrict who can sell them. The email officially says that no third-party seller can sell any Nintendo products on Amazon as of tomorrow without Nintendo's express permission.
Yeah.
But the change seems to actually only affect used Nintendo products. The official reason for the change is probably to reduce counterfeiting. However, the change will also give Nintendo greater control of the resale market.
That's bollocks. You can say we do not allow counterfeit products. That's fine. Because that's a trademark issue.
The idea is people are maybe selling jailbroken Switches with or homebrewed or whatever the term
I still think that's fine though. You just need to, as long as you specify what it is, it's absolutely fine. And Nintendo has nothing to do with something you own and you can then resell. It's not theirs anymore. Yes, it's their brand on it, but
jailbreaking and homebrewing and that stuff is in a really grey area of the law when it comes to these kind of products.
I don't think it is. It kind of is in some cases, but not in this case.
I don't think you want it to be, but I think legally it is. It's like private servers and stuff like editing.
No, but it's
files.
But it's basically just a computer. You can do
when you modify the game files and you modify the hardware, software, you're infringing on the copyright in that grey area.
Not infringing the copyright though.
Legally, you are.
No, you're not.
You are legally.
No, you're not. Because you're not interacting with their copyright anymore. If you've removed their code.
Okay, I'm going to go into Apex Legends and I'm going to modify their code.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that
I
have 100 health.
Yeah, that's infringement.
I have 100 more health.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
infringement.
Okay.
You edit your Windows 10 thing. That isn't though.
Right, but
you can install anything you like.
Why this is a grey area?
No, but if a laptop,
I don't think it should be. I'm with you 100%, but I'm trying to explain to you why this is happening.
Yeah, I know, but when it comes to hardware, as long as it doesn't affect their server side whatsoever, I don't think you can actually. I think they would lose in court.
We had this for a long time where Apple was trying to fight jailbreaking on phones, and courts were pushing. It took tons of lobbying and stuff like that. People say jailbreaking is not.
It's because the thing is, the only way that you can say that jailbreaking should be illegal is to convince people that what their product is something other than a computer.
Mm.
It isn't though. Consoles are computers. Tablets and things are computers. Macs are computers. You can do what you like with them after that. Yes, if you start using their code, like if you jailbreak it, you copy their code. Like, you know, like the Hackintoshes. You can make an argument that like you've stolen their license to then install onto like another computer. Fine, that's fair enough because I agree. It's their code, that's their license. It's their operating system. But if you get an Apple Mac and you delete that operating system and install what you like on it, because a lot of switches are like they've put not Linux, they've put Android on it.
Yeah.
So
I think I agree with the idea.
But I think the only way you can... Again, I don't...
And I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying
yeah.
I don't think it should be a grey area, but it is, and this is what is happening.
Yeah. But I think it's only a grey area because the companies are being complete douchebags.
It's the way copyright law works, and it's not been updated for the digital age.
Yeah.
There's 100% way.
Yeah. It's really dumb.
Stupid, but it's
no one wants to spend money
law
for the precedent.
Anyway, move on. Sad news today. SingStar servers to shut down 31st January 2020. This is like one of the last bastions of like servers where you can go and sing games and do that sort of stuff. Like I think Rock Band may be one of the last ones as well.
Is it because you don't need a game to do it?
Mm. There's also Clone Hero, which we've talked about in the past as well.
What's that Twitch one?
Twitch Sings.
Twitch Sings.
Yeah.
How's that work? I've only ever seen clips of it. I have no idea.
You only ever seen Sips doing it.
Yeah, basically.
I have Twitch Sings installed on my computer. I can open it up.
Okay.
I installed it because I wanted to do some singing, but
What?
Yeah, I like singing.
You like singing? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like.
I don't sing terribly, but what this if you're watching the Twitch channel, you might see some random videos of me singing because what it does is it records. You can record like a version of you singing it, and then other people can look up that song, or they can look up your channel, and then they can sing along with you. So you like record. It's kind of like. It's kind of like TikTok.
I still don't understand.
Because TikTok got really popular from like duets because someone would do half the video and another person would do half of the video.
Be creative with it. Yeah.
Okay, this is validating files. It may be downloading something. I don't know, but basically, you can have an avatar if you don't have a webcam, but you can also sync up yourself there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Is it?
It's more for Twitch streamers, but I was just going to use it as a person to sing duets with my friends, probably.
Okay.
I think the first one I got to do is "Seal Kiss from a Rose" because I'm a power singer. I'm a powered ballad singer.
Okay.
So maybe because I think it automatically uploads the highlights to your channels. So I don't think you can do Twitch Sing as like a private thing.
Right.
I think
it's just a weird integrated game then.
But it's actually pretty cool for what it is. Like it's Twitch made this game that lets you record singings and then your friends can sing with you, or your Twitch viewers, if you're a streamer as well. So, Twitch Sing may contain mature themes and songs. I have to log in. Sing live, because you can do it live as well. Solely with friends.
I choose some songs,
but they have like a huge list of songs already. So you would pick a song,
Uptown,
and you could join someone's duet, or you could sing solo. That's how it kind of works.
It's kind of cool.
Pretty cool.
Does it have people like the artists? Have they like given permission to be on that stuff?
I think Twitch has like bought these songs specifically.
They've licensed it out.
Yeah, because it's like they have the Amazon money. So.
They have a lot of money. Yeah.
Actually, Twitch makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
I remember there was a bidding war for Twitch. And Amazon got it because Google also wanted Twitch because they saw how much money it was making, and then they didn't get it, so they made YouTube Live instead.
Yeah.
Because in other news, Just Dance 2020 launches today on the Switch and the Wii. The original Wii, not the Wii U.
It's because people
original Wii.
They still play it on the Wii. People have Wiis.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Every day.
Every Just Dance game is on the Wii, right? Is what I understand.
So people were comparing the Wii to the PS2 in the Reddit thread I was reading about this because the Wii is now 13 years old.
Yeah.
And it's because people were saying, is this the longest ever console lifespan ever? But I think it's now just come to a head-to-head clash with the PS2, where the last game for the PS2 was released 13 years after it was released.
Yeah.
People are saying, because the Wii's kind of outlasted the Xbox and the PS3 now.
Yeah, for sure. Well, they didn't last that long, to be honest.
But the thing is, Just Dance is so popular and so many people just own Wiis and not like a Switch. This actually makes sense financially for Just Dance 2020 to come out on the original Wii.
Well, the people who...
And I have to imagine that this is so weird for the actual developers to be like, we're making a Wii game in 2019.
Yeah. But as you said, it makes sense though, because the people who've already got Wiis and already played the Just Dance games already have the Wii. Why not make more of them on the same platform? I do, yeah, but it's with this.
Yeah, not the Wii U.
The Wii U,
the original Wii.
Go away, Wii U.
Actually, the Wii U is pretty
cool.
cool.
Waggle-tastic controllers, the Wii U?
There's a brand new song list. I think you put it in your pocket and maybe dance, or you have it in your hand and move. Like,
yeah, I can see why the Wii's better.
I have played Just Dance on the Wii. I tried to get you to play it and you refused.
I don't dance or sing.
It's just a bit of fun, I guess. But...
Yeah, but when you're you're as shit as me, you don't dance or sing.
They give you the moves and then you can learn the news. That you can
learn but I
moves.
need time to learn though. Like
this is meant to be quick news, and I'm already 56 minutes into the podcast.
We started like 46 minutes.
Yeah. Wait, where's my quick news? Right, we're gonna go quicker on the
quicker news.
Death Stranding on PC will launch simultaneously on Steam and the Epic Games Store. The store page is up on Steam if you wish to wishlist it. I have not because it's a walking simulator.
Very expensive walking simulator.
You know how... Okay, I'll talk about this.
How is it like Fallout 4?
It's coming out summer 2020. It's just
like Fallout 4, yeah.
What was I going to say? You remember I was talking about all the trailers that kept coming out for Death Stranding, and I was like...
that's more like a walking simulator.
The more and more this comes out, I'm more and more losing faith in Kojima. Because Kojima has this kind of aura around him. Everyone's like, this guy's a fucking genius. He is so smart. He's so fucking... And I'm like, the more and more I see of this, the more and more I think Kojima is fucking insane.
He is insane.
The more and more I see of this, I'm like, this just looks like incomprehensible garbage.
Yeah, but it's a split. It's really weird split.
Because the Metal Gear stuff was pretty confusing anyway, and it had like these weird cartoon mechanics. And then you look at the game, and it's like, humanity's been destroyed, but have a monster energy drink. And I'm like, how can you say you have artistic integrity when you get this close-up of Norman Reedus just drinking a monster energy drink?
How was he going to pay for his celebrity friend to be in his video game, Joe?
Now, the thing that makes the most sense is apparently after this, they've said that Kojima Productions is going to go on and make films, which I think is probably the better idea.
I want to say I'm really annoyed because I really like the concept of the bosses basically, but the way it's implemented is really poor.
Because on the one hand, Kojima Productions is very developer first. Is really cool to see like. Someone breaking away from the big developers and being able to develop their own game.
The developer first and their engine is like always really good.
It's really cool, but on the other hand, I look at Death Stranding and I'm like,
why?
Does this need to exist?
Yeah, no,
this is very confusing.
It doesn't need to exist.
But if people like
I'm with Jim on if you want a review of Death Stranding, I'll watch Jim's video because
what are his main points for people who haven't seen it?
Ladders are good.
Oh yeah, you can put ladders in other people's worlds.
Yeah,
it has this weird semi-multiplayer mode.
It's the same idea as Dark Souls, but actually has an effect on the game instead of just messages.
Because if you don't know Dark Souls, you can put a message saying "bridge ahead, jump down," and then people will like troll people. But they can do it in a walking simulator now.
Point's basically like, it's just a walking simulator with like more mechanics, and everything is exuberant, like long. It's like not his. I don't know if you've seen his Red Dead 2
No,
review.
I haven't.
He was like, it's 7 out of 10 game. Like all the animations are too long. I don't need like a 10-minute animation.
Right.
Not actual 10 minutes, but you know what I mean. And the same problem is with this. Like it's just a really long animation to do anything. And apparently, there's like a 45-minute video at the end of the game to explain what happens.
In Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge story guy anyway, so
I'm okay with that.
I'm heavier on mechanics than story in games for me personally.
I don't care. I liked the mechanics, but apparently even
What was I going to say?
Even the ghost mechanics get boring after a while.
Red Dead Redemption came out on PC and it's been launching terribly.
Oh really?
The Rockstar launcher is crashing everything. The game, people have been unable to access the game for weeks now. Apparently, people with the special edition can access it, which bumps up the price from like £50 to like £80 or something. So that's a feature. Just pay more and you can play the game.
Play more.
Apparently, it runs terribly. It's not a great port so far. Because I was really disappointed after seeing the fantastic GTA port.
Yeah, they took a year to make to port it before. Why didn't they do such a? What happens?
But yeah, apparently, something really funny I'll just point out. Apparently, you could change the name of the Red Dead Redemption 2 XE to GTA 5 XE, and then you could launch it without having to go through the Rockstar launcher if you just rename the XE. Anyway, ZeniMax to refund Australians for Fallout 76. As we know, Australia is very consumer first. They were historically and famously sued Valve for not having a refund policy.
Yeah,
they're very much pushing for refunds on digital media in Australia, which is cool to see.
They're a bit backwards in some digital media, but they're pretty forward in this though.
They have very high tax prices for games, and they censor a lot of stuff. Like famously, Left 4 Dead 2 was censored in Australia.
Yeah, but
and some other games.
They're also good in terms of this as well, though. So I can't. Good from the bad, bad from the good.
According to Digital Times, Apple reportedly has partnered with Valve to develop an AR headset, which may be released in the second half of 2020 at the earliest. The most shocking thing I came from this is I never expected Apple and Valve to partner on anything at all.
It is what a time to be alive.
Just quickly going into VR, I think Valve and Apple's idea of media is, although I didn't expect them to partner, I actually think they have similar ideas right now.
Yeah.
Apple's idea for phones is a pristine project that is for a core audience of people that are willing to put. They keep putting out £1,000 phones and this is the next phone.
The build quality is always really good.
The build quality is always really good.
And the UI is getting better and better.
And Valve is when Oculus is now going for the
cheaper one.
They're going for the bigger consumer market. Valve's going, we are going to push out the best quality VR headset, and it's going to be really expensive, but it's going to be pristine and it's going to be good. I actually think that, funnily enough, I actually think Apple and Valve at the moment are actually pretty close in their ideals right now when it comes to VR headsets.
Yeah, when it comes to VR, AR stuff.
So this AR headset is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah. I'm interested in it.
I will have to check out second half of 2020.
I wonder if it's because Valve has some of the new technologies that they developed that Apple wants as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Quick news.
Quick news. Valve is working on a Steam cloud gaming. According to partner site code, partners will need to sign an addendum to their terms. So, what do you think of Valve working on a Steam cloud gaming service similar to
Stadia?
Yeah, Stadia,
but better.
What do you think about that?
I don't know, to be honest. I am
because we also had an update points towards support of multiple cloud providers.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't just be Steam Cloud Gaming. There would also, specifically, it was pointing towards one of the reference third parties was NVIDIA GeForce Now.
Okay. So they're trying to integrate.
Of course, we'll talk about in a bit as well. There was EA partnership, so there would be Origin Access, I believe, on Steam as well, which would be another. That's
definitely coming, right? It's not implemented yet, but it is coming.
They definitely said that they wanted EA and Origin to EA and Valve were going to team up to allow Origin access through Steam.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I don't know though. How does it work? This is almost my question.
This is based
with streaming stuff. It's how does it work?
This is based on files found in a beta client update.
It's linked information. It's not from Valve. It's not
Well, it's directly from Valve. They put it in their files.
Yeah, but it's not them.
They also put Half-Life 3 files in their files, so who knows?
It's not an actual they didn't make a statement. Whereas Google statements of Stadia, I'm still confused, and it's out, right? I'm still confused about Stadia, and I don't care about Stadia. How does negative latency work? I don't get it. I don't know. I want to.
Epic Games is adding OpenCritic reviews and wishlisting to their store, so they're actually
It's almost a
implementing
storefront.
some stuff, which is cool to see. As much as people hate on Epic, they are doing some stuff to improve the service.
I want to get the Outer Worlds, so they need to get their game launching, actual storefront working properly, so I can actually install it.
Or you could just get Windows 10 and get the Xbox Game Pass version.
I want to buy it though.
I think you can buy it.
Can you?
Hang on.
I thought it was like access to like. I didn't think you could buy it.
You may just be able to stream it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let me check for you quickly.
But I know that I did watch a review and actually the review said it's like you can get it on
included
Xbox
with
Pass.
Game Pass.
Oh, you can buy it.
Oh, you can buy it for Windows. Oops.
What the hell's going on?
For Windows 10. I think you can buy it on Xbox.
For Windows 10.
For Windows 10 as well, maybe.
Or I could just download the Epic Store.
Okay. Right.
What is it called? It's the Epic Launcher.
Yeah.
I've never installed Epic, so I don't know.
There's the Epic Launcher and then there's the Epic Store.
So I said I'd be okay with it since they had reviews, shopping cart.
There's no shopping cart.
No, I'm still waiting for the flipping.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
How can you not have a shopping cart?
I think people were happy that they went with OpenCritic rather than Metacritic. That is definitely a step in the right direction.
Any sort of reviewing system on your site is good, but yeah, they chose the better, the lesser of two evils.
I believe this is opt-in.
Yeah, that's my only problem.
Which is kind of interesting.
If you don't opt in though, what does it say about your game? That is bad.
Yeah.
So
hopefully it's
damned if you do,
damned
if you don't. Yeah.
For developers to opt in to OpenCritic reviews.
And I'm hoping if they don't opt in, then it's really bad for them publicly.
But we've seen like the review system on Steam can make or break games with like review bombing. So I think a lot of developers might be scared, especially when you're an Epic Games Store exclusive. That is definitely going to be a target for a review bomb.
Yeah,
that's something I hadn't thought about until now.
That's true, but surely you can just make sure they own the game. Which is why I would rather the Steam system where like it's actually integrated into their system.
But what if there's a game that's on the Epic Games Store that is also on another storefront and they've played it and they've said on OpenCritic, how can you? It's OpenCritic. It's not.
Yeah,
like
I know. That's what I mean. It's like it doesn't because they're not doing it themselves. That's the only issue. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
Speaking of Epic Games, China.
There's
a new law in China. Gamers below 18, no playing video games after 10 p.m. and no more than 90 minutes of gameplay on weekdays.
So it's like what's the word? Like you can't go out after dark or something. What's
curfew?
Curfew. It's like a gaming curfew.
If you want add-ons like microtransactions and costumes, you have to keep it to $75 a month if you're a kid with this new law.
Makes sense. I like that.
But
can we have that one?
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
No
microtransactions.
This is another example of China having this huge booming economy of video games and them... This is to fight video game addiction, but more so this is them trying to rein in China's economy because they're constantly trying to push this idea of China's values.
Yeah. And the problem that if they just let it go, that I think there's a lot of Western cultures and like just playing late games all the time, right? Like you'd pick up on that by accident. They're trying to limit that, I guess. The
video games have been a popular target by the ruling Communist Party. The state-run media has likened some games to poison. Mr. Z spoke publicly last year the scourge of poor eyesight among children, putting pressures on officials to act. Apparently, the core values of China is that this is causing poor eyesight and resulting in worse test scores, so they should put a dampener on how much video games kids can play.
Why can't the parents do that, though?
The National Press and Publication Administration said that minors were required to use their real names and identification numbers when they are logged on to play. The rules also limit how much young people can spend on purchases made through apps.
Which I'm okay with. That's a good one.
Are capped to $28 to $57, but depending on age.
Yeah, I like that one.
Chinese officials said the regulations were meant to combat addiction. So
yeah, I think You know what? I don't give them benefit of doubt on this one.
Hmm.
I think some of it's bollocks, but I think it also is like true as well in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like the eyesight thing is kind of true, and like low scores as well is kind of true. But like equally, like you could like make them want to go to school.
An
and
hour and a
things.
half a day.
Yeah, that's then too far.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, that's
Seems
way
a
too
bit
far.
too
It should have
restrictive.
just been like we incentivize parents not like it shouldn't be. This is the problem with the Communist Party, right? You don't make like ideas and like you make mandates that you have to follow, not like oh we encourage this, which is what the Western world
The idea
does.
of having to log in with your real
that's dumb as
identification
well.
to play, I feel like VPNs are going to rise a lot more so in China than they already have based on the Chinese firewall.
You're saying is that they're shooting themselves in the foot, in a way.
Who?
China.
I don't think so.
Well, no, but they're trying to keep their Chinese ideals. They don't want people to use VPNs to then access Western, get past the Great Firewall more.
I mean, if people want to use a VPN to access the Western media, they're always going to do that.
Yeah, no,
right?
but if there's more people now going to do it, it's going to spread more. They're going to access more Western ideals.
Well, that's kind of the idea of forcing values on people may make them want to rebel against you more.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's like the idea of an iron fist and a velvet glove.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Though it's like an ironic shooting themselves in the foot by trying to do something. I don't know.
But the harder you push down on people, the more they rise.
The more pressure builds up as you squeeze the. I've got a really weird image in my head right now.
This may be going too deep into Chinese politics. But
we should just make a Chinese show.
Yeah. In Chinese.
Because we have like already.
Yeah, we should
do. I'll get my skeleton on.
You would be banned, China, based on the real life image of Tony.
We should
Tony's webcam.
Yeah, we should make like an advert. Like, if you want to listen to the podcast, you're gonna have to use a VPN.
I do think China's shooting themselves in the foot. Like, they just don't seem to understand. Like, companies like Tencent understand how important investing in video games is, and
they don't.
The government is trying to fight back with these core values.
But I would argue neither of them understands the cultural effect, though. They don't respect the culture at all.
The government is almost in a bubble right now, and it might collapse based on how much... Because a lot of the money is coming from the infrastructure of the Chinese market.
Yeah. Do you know what's crazy, though? If you look at the average people in, like, the richer cities, like the Shenzhen's things, and, like, the Hong... Well, I guess always Hong Kong. But what's the other one? Beijing.
Right.
They are very westernized. Like, they have very... They don't want to speak out against the government, but if you were able to talk to them, they're very westernized.
Beijing.
Yeah. The Shenzhen is another big... There's another one as well, I can't remember the name of, but there's, like, 3 really big, like, one cities that you, like, foreigners can get into really easily, because, like, it's open to the rest of the world, basically. I can't remember what the third one's called. But it's, like...
Chinese cities. Let's Google them. There's Shanghai. Shenzhen.
Yeah, it might be Shenzhen and Shanghai then.
Maybe it's Wuhan.
Yeah, that might be one of them. I think there's actually 5 of the rich ones, but
there's a lot of fucking cities in China because it's so bloody big.
It's the one I'm forgetting. Is the Shanghai one?
Okay.
Because Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen is like the electronic capital, like where everything is manufactured.
Right.
But because of that, though, there's a lot of, I think, Western ideals, because they have to interact with Western companies to do trading.
Yeah.
I think they've accidentally got Western culture into that by accident, which I don't think they wanted to do. But they seem very Westernized. I'll put it that way, because they can hop over. I think they're close to Hong Kong as well.
There's been like a huge tech revolution in China after the war, right? When you look at places like Japan, you look at South Korea.
Yeah, when Pao, I think, opened up Shenzhen is like when the boom started in China. I think it was Pao. I might be wrong about that one, but I think there's a huge statue of him somewhere, like on like walls everywhere.
There's no statues of Winnie the Pooh in China.
No, there are creepy knockoffs of Winnie the Pooh before the ban, though.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because there's no copyright laws in China.
and they actually liked Winnie the Pooh. Like it was actually Winnie the Pooh's actually a beloved character in China until it got banned. That's what's crazy.
He's a beloved character until he looks like
he looks like a glorious leader. Yeah. We probably should just do like a whole show.
The China podcast.
Yeah. Because we could go off for hours.
Yeah. Anyway. New CSGO update locks the keys in the user inventory, so if you can no longer purchase keys off the marketplace. You have to buy them directly from Valve. This made them untradeable and unmarketable, and this was apparently to stop money laundering.
Yeah.
Which I agree probably did happen, but
probably
this made like the CS:GO market crash a little bit, I think.
So is this a permanent thing or is this a
permanent thing?
Okay, so you can't.
Starting today, CS:GO containers keys purchased in-game can no longer leave the purchased account.
Why? I don't understand the market around this. Like, you get a knife. I understood like you get a knife and you could resell it, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, you can also sell keys.
You could always, but you can't anymore.
So, for example, if you got some stickers, right?
Yeah.
And you sold a bunch of stickers and you got a couple of quid, you could then buy a key in CS:GO without having to spend real money because it's currency you've earned through something else. So that was cool.
So can you still do that? You could sell it. Can you still sell a knife? Use the in-game money to buy a key, but only from Valve. Is that still possible?
Oh yeah, that is possible.
You just can't. If you now once you buy the key, you just can't leave your account anymore. So why was that? Why was that ever a thing? That's what I'm trying to ask. Why would you ever want to sell a key?
I think you can sell keys for cheaper than Valve sells them.
What does that gain you? Oh, if you're trying to convert it from... Oh, actually... Yeah, okay. That's definitely money laundering you can do there, then. I can already see the loopholes.
Because the currency in TF2 was scrap. Because you would disenchant, basically, weapons into scrap.
Yeah.
And then when you got to a certain point, the currency in TF2 was keys. Because this was something that was a very stable price on them. Yeah. So the currency is like, hey, I want to buy this weapon... And you can't there's no real world trading.
Yeah.
So unless you put it on the marketplace and Valve has control over this.
Yeah.
But you could be like, hey, I'll give you 6 keys for this weapon because 6 keys are worth this much money, right?
It's kind of like converting it into like gold bullion to then like trade it back in a way because it's so stable compared to anything else.
Only new keys that are bought from the store are untradeable. So.
Well, that's going to be all the future
keys, though. And this will probably happen with TF2 as well. Probably, but I doubt.
I don't think
TF2 money laundering is as popular as CS:GO.
No, but I think that they're trying to cover their bases, though. I assume you can't do this with like how Dota works, but I assume that's not how that works at all.
It's pretty common to see in trade sites people asking for CS:GO keys, and surely a lot of key-related trades were related to money laundering, and I believe. There's a lot of obscure stuff inside Steam. It wouldn't surprise if something like this is going on with other marketable stuff like COD. Because you remember we were talking about there was money laundering through Steam trading cards.
Yeah.
You would just build a game literally to generate revenue through trading cards.
There were games that were so bad, you're like, how the hell is this game... Because when Greenlight was a thing, it was like, how did this game get through?
There was like a Greenlight mafia,
and they would
vote specific games.
Yeah, they bought people out to get it through the Greenlight, so they could have their money laundering game. It was crazy. I don't understand. I think this is I think trying it because I don't think you can do money laundering now with that change, right? I can't see a
selling of TF2 keys before the same happens. Yeah, I think. Valve is trying hard to kill Steam trading, is what people are thinking. Like, if Valve does everything, but if Valve does everything through the marketplace, they're always getting a cut, and it's way more profitable for Valve to disallow trading. So this is why some people think that it may not be just to do with money.
Oh yeah, for sure. But probably the point of keys is you get it and you open something with it, though, not just sell it. That's what I'm really confused with.
But some people value the key over the crate contents based on because there's different keys for different crates.
Yeah,
that's where it kind of becomes a bit more confusing.
Yeah, I still think this is okay though. Like I don't have a problem with this because I think there is a real money laundering concern.
Right.
But I can see why people are annoyed though.
Because we had the X-ray thing where they were like loopholing around the loot box laws in what was it? Was it Belgium?
I think it was Belgium. Technically, I think it got. Oh no! That was still a weird thing happening.
Anyway, we'll talk about EA quickly.
Yeah, EA sports.
EA and Valve are partnering, so EA games are coming back to Steam. Some people said this is maybe a move in response to the Epic Games Store. Now Valve's putting more pressure, having EA come back to the store.
Didn't Ubisoft put their stuff onto Epic?
I think they were partnering with Google Stadia 100%.
As well. Okay.
I don't know if they did Epic stuff.
Okay. I swear I saw something like
the first EA game, new EA game on Steam will be Star Wars: The Fallen Order on November 15th. So that's coming out soon.
I'm not full about this. I'm just not full about this. Yeah, I'm not sure about this.
Is it this year? Yeah, it is. Okay, it's coming out soon too.
Yeah.
So
I'm a bit concerned about this.
So multiplayer games, so like Apex Legends, FIFA 20 and Battlefield 5 will be available next year. So they're moving a lot of their stuff. And
Battlefield 5?
According to a dev comment on the Apex Legends Reddit, Apex will launch directly with Steam without running Origin.
What?
And if this is also true for Battlefield, and I can move...
Jesus Christ.
If this is also true for Battlefield, and I can move my Origin purchase over to Steam, I would have no reason to launch Origin, because I would just play Apex Legends and Battlefield 5 like I already do.
Do they use Steam servers to connect to them? If it's not, because I thought the point of Origin is that it would connect to their servers to do multiplayer.
You're also going to be able to use the EA Access Vault.
Yeah.
I believe. I think it's...
How much money did Valve give Origin for this? Or
How
EA
much
for
money
this?
did EA give Valve for this, maybe? Who knows?
Yeah, what is the deal here?
You remember when I was talking about, for the longest time, how good this deal of Twitch Prime was for Twitch, and then I realised how good the deal was between Twitch and Amazon. It took me until I finished the podcast to realise that Amazon bought Twitch and that they were the same company.
That's why it was so good.
Yeah, but this
is actually like, how is this so good? If it is what it is, I think it is.
But EA filed a patent on November 5th that confirmed cross saves and cross progression between Origin and Steam for EA games.
So you can connect your accounts, maybe.
Yeah. To access their games, users will still have to create an EA Origin account and link both Steam and Origin to access the game session. The system allows EAs to keep track of all the users that access their games through Steam and understand their playing habits and, most importantly, spending habits. The idea behind this is when Apex Legends launched on Steam, if you're playing Apex Legends on Steam, you can connect to someone who's playing Apex Legends on Origin at the same time. So that's really interesting.
What's the tracking? I don't understand the keep track of... They're just saying they keep track of, like... It's just, if they see the same
EA
user...
Your EA account is linked to your Steam account.
So they
can keep track of EA games you play on Steam, right?
Yeah. Because you're still logging into their servers in some way.
EA will keep track of revenue generated, virtual currency bought or sold, time logged into online games, time logged into first online platform.
Does that mean that on your Origin it will automatically update your playtime if you're playing it on both Steam? I don't know why you're playing it on both Steam and Origin at that point, but...
I also think it's going to be EA Access, which is different to Origin Access. It announced plans to release EA Access, which has less games than Origin Access. It's the console version. They also pay a monthly price for access to a collection of EA games through Steam.
So some of those have a store page for a subscription, right?
Yeah, I'm still not 100% sure how this is going to work.
I'm more excited this than the Steam streaming.
EA infamously broke up with Valve's team with the release of Crisis 2 in 2011. I remember because people were saying that it was like Battlefield 3 was one of the first games, Battlefield games, not to come out on Steam. Yeah. Battlefield 3, because it was like a big up.
Well, you had to launch it through like a website, right?
Yeah, Battlefield 3 was like 2011.
Is that when you had to launch through a website?
Yeah, it was dumb. The website.
I remember me and Andy talking about like, how stupid it was.
It was really fun.
I never played Battlefield. So it was like,
I think Battlefield 3 was the first game that I installed Origin for.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is really interesting. I'll have to learn more about how
it all works.
EA Access and Origin Access is going to work. It is really cool that I could potentially just play Apex Legends directly through Steam. Because I hate launching Origin. So.
If we do it with Uplay as well, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, Uplay is never.
Only game I want to play on at this point is Anno, and Because fuck Assassin's Creed at this point.
Hmm.
What else can they? Far Cry and Watch Dogs?
Hmm.
I don't know what else Ubisoft make anymore.
Open world
Shitty
simulators.
Yeah. Clock
Watch
Towers?
Dogs
No.
3.
Can't wait. They're actually gonna make Watch Dogs 3?
It's been delayed, I think.
Okay. I thought
Definitely.
it was gonna be delayed to
They
never
showed
be
off
launched.
really complicated mechanics where you could take over anyone, and then they were like, "Shit, we have to build this," and they've delayed it now. That's my theory of why they've delayed it.
I don't think it's gonna be made. I think it's gonna be delayed forever.
You think it's going to go in limbo?
Yeah.
Development
I don't
limbo.
think anyone wants the game.
Blizzard VP Jeff Kaplan, the Overwatch director, wants Blitzchung's suspension reduced more or eliminated. He's come out and said this, despite being a very big figurehead in EA. EA, sorry, Jeff Kaplan, Blizzard. Sorry, I was just talking about EA.
Same company.
I was just talking about EA. In Blizzard Activision. This is interesting because I know lots of people have tons of respect for Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah.
People really love. What was his name? His name was Tigol Biddies. He was.
In what?
It was like EverQuest everquest he was like one of the hardcore. There's a famous post of Jeff Kaplan flaming the fuck out of an MMO development, saying the raids weren't good enough, and everyone knows him from his time developing the original classic WoW. That's where.
What does he do now?
He made Overwatch.
He made Overwatch. Oh, okay. Is this guy?
He's the leader of Overwatch.
Yeah, okay.
He is the
how do you go
lead
from
developer or the director.
How do you go from that to Overwatch?
He then started working on something called Project Titan, which was going to be a StarCraft MMO, which he had a lot of experience building because he made the World of Warcraft MMO.
Okay, right.
But then it turned into some weird FPS team-based shooter, which
Okay.
we know today.
So I was just very confused.
Yeah, I think it was EverQuest. Jeff Tigol Kaplan forum rant from his EverQuest days. Whoever came up with this sheer fisting of an encounter can go fuck themselves. Do me a favour so I don't waste my guild's time on this kind of jackass shitfest again. Send me an email when you decide to implement an encounter that wasn't designed by a retarded chimp chained to a cubicle. Get a quality assurance department, actually beta test the fucking thing, and patch it live. But please, God's sake, do it to the order I laid out to you. Basically, he was a very high-end raider in EverQuest. This is an infamous post he made complaining about the development of EverQuest.
When was this post originally made?
A very long time ago. There's a web archive of it.
Apparently he's 47 now.
He's been playing MMOs a really long time.
Yeah, but EverQuest isn't that old. So
2002.
Okay. So 17 years ago, he'd been 30.
But he then went on to obviously develop the good World of Warcraft expansions, the original WoW to World of Warcraft Wrath of the Lich King, and then left
Everything he's done
to work on.
Everything he's done is good, though. Basically,
that's why people have so much respect for Jeff Kaplan.
And he speaks the truth all the time. And he knows what he's talking about.
He is the figurehead. He is. I said for the longest time, the only remaining figureheads at Blizzard were Jeff Kaplan for Overwatch and Ben Brode for Hearthstone, who famously is no longer there and has gone off to work on his own company.
What's this company called again?
Second Dinner.
Second Dinner.
Who are now working on, I think, a Marvel IP sort of game. Yeah.
Okay. So
I'll be interested to see how that works out. But those are the last figureheads. Famously, is Mike Morner? Is
that the StarCraft guy? Thinking of who's the bald?
He was the old CEO, I think. He left the company.
Who's the bald haired guy that worked on StarCraft 2? Is he still
I don't know anything about StarCraft 2.
I haven't seen him in ages, so I'm thinking he's gone.
David Kim left. Was it David Kim, maybe?
No, definitely
wasn't
not.
him.
I wonder if it's related.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. But I don't think he's there anymore either. But anyway, he was.
What was I saying? Okay, so lots of people really like Jeff. He came out saying this. Some people thought this may have been Blizzard Activision speaking through Jeff because they know he's such a popular figurehead for the company. He's the last bastion of the classic Blizzard developers that are working at the company.
They already did that though, didn't they? Through the who was the other guy? The long-haired guy.
You think you do, but you don't. What was it? J. Allen Brack.
What's his involvement in everything?
He's the new president of Blizzard.
What did he used to do though?
He worked on World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't completely different in those two images.
You think
it's crazy
you do,
what hair can do,
but you don't. Throughout his hair. I hate when you're trying to open an image and it's like, do you want to save this image? And I'm like, no. This is J. Allen Brack. Because we can talk about...
the fake apology?
Yeah, so they kind of went into a non-apology for...
Because they didn't actually say what the problem was.
I did a BlizzCon... I made a BlizzCon bingo card, and I did it just for the opening ceremony. So we'll just talk about that quickly. People remember HOTS exists. They talked about HOTS for a little bit. They're releasing the new Deathwing character, of course. It's been like their most requested hero. Diablo 4, we saw the trailer, we'll talk about that. We had the Hong Kong apology. New WoW expansion. They auto chess game. I didn't really expect this, but they actually bought out Hearthstone auto chess. Yeah, there was definite damage control. There was cringe.
Did you say the auto chess game? You said Overwatch 2's UI looked bad, and you said something else looked bad. The UI specifically.
The Hearthstone Battlegrounds UI looked really bad.
Okay, it was both of those then. Okay.
But yeah, this is the bingo card. You think I missed anything?
Playable? What was playable today?
Playable today.
What was playable today?
I'm trying to remember. I think they had like demos of Diablo 4 maybe playable today at the show floor. Is maybe why I ticked it. We'll talk about Overwatch 2 later, but you can play Overwatch 2 today because it's just Overwatch 1 re-released. But get into that later, I guess.
I'm still so confused about
that. Basically, Jalen Rack immediately at the start of the show came on and said, "We fucked up. We fucked up. We're sorry. Hold us accountable." He didn't reference once what he was talking. He didn't say
what they did wrong.
We
how they should
be
held accountable
with political censorship of Blitzchung. We're going to revert his ban
because they haven't reverted it.
Nope.
Yeah. So it's not really an apology.
They showed it. The first thing they showed in the live stream. I believe they removed that section from the BlizzCon video on their website though.
Oh right.
So that wasn't visible. But it was such a non-apology.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they just came on stage and like
just some buzzwords.
Basically, what happened? I'll reenact J. Allen Brack. You think you wanted it reenacted, but you don't. Nothing happened, and we're sorry. Hold us accountable. Nothing happened. We didn't do anything wrong, but hold us accountable in the future. Because if you see us doing something wrong,
great,
call us out on it. But it didn't happen.
And we let ourselves down and you down. It was our ideals we let down. Which means
it's
what?
Like that South Park. There's a South Park episode where the BP of oil is apologizing because they spilled a bunch of oil into the oceans. If you remember, a few years back. But it's
when Obama was a man.
The video is like him going sorry. Just look up South Park sorry and you'll find it. But that's very good. Anyway,
so wait, they started with that non-apology. That's how they started.
Jalen Rack came on stage and they said, "Something happened. We're sorry."
Okay.
Awesome.
We did
Anything
get. I thought there wasn't going to be a Q&A this year because of the protests. There was a small protest at BlizzCon this year. It was about 30 people outside, and it was a peaceful protest.
He did actually reference at the start as well. He said like he saw the protests basically.
Apparently, there was some discussion between the developers and the Hong Kong protesters outside BlizzCon as well.
Okay.
Free Hong Kong. Revolution of our times.
Sounds good to me.
I think the guy doing it actually handled it best he could as possible as well.
Hey there. My name's Laurentium. So anyway, the identity of the mysterious jailer being unknown and somewhat a new figure in Warcraft.
But there was some protests inside the show during the BlizzCon Q&A, which I thought probably would happen.
That reminds me. I was watching the like there's like he was expecting the claps. Like there's like after the non-apology, like there's like the big clapping. They had then the camera pan round, look at the audience.
No one was clapping.
Half the audience was clapping. But you had this confused people going,
"What?
Why are these guys clapping?
What are these guys apologizing for?"
Yeah, they're like, that's not an apology. I was like, yes, I'm glad that at least half, if not more, of the Blizzard people that
Well,
go to BlizzCon were like not dealing with that shit.
They could have done what Bethesda did, where the
Paid.
entire audience was developers that have been ladened up with alcohol to get them to go crazy.
And I soon paid for the bonus as well. I don't know.
No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't pay for
developers' bonuses. Don't be stupid.
They couldn't afford it.
We got. I went to the cinematic. The cinematic was actually, I thought, really cool.
Okay.
The cinematic reset the theme. Oh fuck. Okay, I guess I'm going to show it to you. I didn't mean to click that. But basically, the entire time BlizzCon was coming out there saying, "Be warned, we're going to show something really scary. Don't let your maybe there's going to be a separate hall where we won't show it if you have kids." And everyone's like, "They're going to show a Diablo 4 trailer. Everyone knows you're going to show Diablo 4."
Is that always mature? Is it Diablo?
There's like literally points in this trailer where there's a lot of blood. I think have you seen this trailer? I think you'd find it really cool.
I've seen parts of it, I haven't seen it properly, but I thought the bits I saw were really cool.
There's a lot of really cool like demonic imagery and stuff like that. Like Diablo's always looked really cool.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited for this one. This might be the first Diablo I properly played.
Everything I say about Blizzard, like their cinematic teams are fucking fantastic.
Yeah, they
always have been.
Yeah.
It's Tony. Like the idea of there's just draining the blood and then summoning Lilith. Like the idea of this one is Lilith is coming into the Diablo lore, and I'm not 100% sure on all the Diablo lore. Like I'm, as I said, more a mechanical player. I'm more like grinding on that Diablo kind of game. But the look of Lilith was really cool. Like she was being born from like this ectoplasm. Not ectoplasm, but like
it's blood magic, right?
Yeah.
It's like been born from blood. I think it makes a lot of sense, like biblically as well, actually.
Is Lilith in like biblical? Isn't she like the first demon or the mother of demons or something like that?
She was like the mother of demons, yeah, and she was Eve's sister.
Right. I don't know too much about the lore of the Bible, but
I'm a massive fan. It's my favourite
It's my
book.
favourite book. I'm huge into the lore of the Bible. I'm more like the stories about bread and fish. I gotta be honest.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. You're more of like a pop Jesus man.
So I accidentally clicked on that. Whoops. But I was going to show off the gameplay. We have 3 classes announced at the moment. We have the brand new Druid. I think is there a new class. I could be wrong. I've only ever played Diablo 3, so I don't know if Druid's a new class.
Yeah. That's big old snake.
Apparently, this is built on the Overwatch engine.
Yeah, how do you ever know though?
Well, unless the developers go, this is built on the Overwatch engine.
Yeah.
Or they go,
there's not. No, I was wondering if there's like hallmarks of like.
I know.
Oh, this is really obvious.
World of Warcraft is built on the Warcraft 3 engine.
Yeah.
And then they made like tons of improvements.
Yeah.
And then they like backdated it to make Warcraft Reforged from the improved WoW engine to make Warcraft 3 again. So it's kind of technically on the same engine.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so sorry, what were the classes? We got the Druids, Wizards, and
the other one is the Barbarian.
Oh, okay, Barbarian.
So we got 3 so far. From what I've seen, the Druid looks like the class I might be playing because that one looks the coolest.
I like the Wizard.
Yeah, right.
The
way I play, I'm a huge Witch Doctor fan.
Yeah, you're the only person I know who's a Witch Doctor fan.
Really?
I don't know many people that play Diablo, but everyone was like, "Oh, I prefer Necromancer over Witch Doctor."
Right, but Necromancer was only released recently.
Yeah, I know, but people were annoyed because like, "Oh, we don't need the Necromancer because we have the Witch Doctor." Then they released the Necromancer anyway. Is why I don't know. I don't know because I'm not a massive Diablo.
The ideas are different though. Like,
or at all actually.
But the reason I really like thematically the Witch, like how many, like it's cool to swing around with axes or turn to a bear, you know, but how many classes can throw jars of spiders at people?
That's true.
Or how many classes can throw summon frogs to slowly jump at you?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I think it looks it's like people think it looks silly, but
yeah, you like the more unique looking stuff.
I just think it's really cool.
Yeah,
like the ability. I like the playstyle as well. Like I like the. There's different builds, like there's siphoning soul builds, there's like the toad builds, there's like pet builds are very popular as well.
Is the pet build where like you kind of stand back, you create pets that like die in front of you, and like you always stand back and like deal damage?
There's different variations of it. Yeah, it's more so you have these Goliaths and you have like these dogs and stuff to like attack your enemies. And it's better for just like a maybe AFK farming builds, but because you can have your pets just attack other stuff.
Yeah, if you go into an easier area.
But from what I saw, that's pretty cool. They kept trying to. People kept because they had tons of developers on streams afterwards asking questions. Some people were like, "What's the next class going to be?" They were trying to be like, because there's also you talk about the Witch Doctor and the Necromancer. There's also in Diablo 3 they made the Crusader, and people were saying, "Why did you make the Crusader?" Because the Paladin was the original hero in Diablo 2 or 1. I'm not quite sure. I haven't played them, but people were saying, are we going to see a Crusader in Diablo 4? Or are we going to see like the Paladin in Diablo 4? Like,
what's the difference between them anyway, though? Well, it's just basically the same but different.
I think they have different, but they're different in the same way the Witch Doctor and the Necromancer.
Because to me, but
I think the Crusader was stronger than the Paladin.
Okay.
But I think one of the developers said that he kind of likes the idea of the Paladin more.
Okay.
So we'll have to see.
I like the name of the Crusader, though.
But we've already had Diablo 4 will have cosmetic microtransactions.
Yes, that's what we've always. Why do we know this? What?
According to lead designer Joe Shelley in a discussion about monetization in the upcoming ARPG, he was talking to the Twitch streamer Quinn69, who's like a big ARPG guy. He plays like Lost Ark, Path of Exile. And he was talking to them, asking like one of the main things he was talking to them was he was like, have you been playing Path of Exile? Have you been playing these other games? And hoping that they'd been looking at these other games and kind of realizing why they were popular.
Yeah.
Rather than going, let's make a Diablo 3.5.
Yeah. Look at the competition and see what's good.
But basically, what they've showed off, some people are unhappy about it. But they're very early in development. Something we have to realize is Diablo 4 is probably not going to come out for about at least 2 or 3 years, at least, I would say.
So what are they unhappy about, though?
They didn't like it's sort of more kind of like an MMO because there's like open world areas where you can have PvP and stuff. And some people weren't impressed by the combat or the looting system. I can't go too in depth about it because honestly, I don't know that much about Diablo 4 because I didn't play the demo. And I also
we went at BlizzCon.
I don't know how much in depth I can go in it because it's super early on and it's very subject to change, right? So but if you remember, Diablo 3 had like a really
how much are they gonna change?
Like a really, some people say really bad launch, some people say an interesting launch, but they had like the
auction house.
They had like the real money trading auction house, which some people liked, some people didn't.
What?
Some people made money on this.
Okay, that's fine, but they like the fact that they actively gave loot that was not for your character.
I personally think in a game like Diablo, where the objective of the game is to farm loot, the idea that you can just
bypass it,
buy loot from an auction house is stupid. And I also think the idea of cosmetics is kind of stupid when a lot of replayability of the game is unlocking cosmetics. That's just my opinion.
I'd rather pay for...
Which is why I think a lot of people were like, oh...
I'd rather pay for characters.
Maybe this is Activision Diablo 4, not Blizzard Diablo 4. Which
I'd rather pay for the character DLCs than microtransactions.
But from everything I see, for the look of the game, I think they nailed the look pretty well.
Yeah.
But I think they really need to decide on gameplay directions and listen to... They said they're going to listen to community feedback.
How much?
Whether that's true, I don't know. But hopefully, that now that they've showed people what it looks like now, their community can put stuff together to say, this is the direction of the game we'd like it to be. So if you want to see changes, make sure to send messages to people like Quinn or something like that. Someone who can formulate your comments into a...
Yeah. That can actually talk to developers. Yeah.
Right. Overwatch 2! Monkeys!
Oh my god. That's Gorilla.
It's a gorilla. Aren't gorillas monkeys?
No.
Okay. They're, what are they called?
They're a primate, but they're not,
primates.
Not monkeys.
I'm not a monkey, I'm a scientist. That's what he says.
He's not a monkey either.
Overwatch 2 was announced, and I was like, what is Overwatch 2?
What is Overwatch 2, Joe?
Jeff came on the stage and talked about Overwatch 2, and I said, what is Overwatch 2? I still don't understand. So now, from what I've gathered...
Okay, your investigation hat on.
Overwatch 2
Yep.
is Overwatch 1 HD. So it's basically they have improved model and a terrible UI.
Yeah.
There's new PvE missions with skills you can unlock. But if you have Overwatch 1, you can play
The new
Overwatch
PvP
2 maps and characters will all go to Overwatch 1.
Okay.
So, in my opinion, they're pretty much re-releasing Overwatch 1, but they
HD.
want to build hype because they know that saying Overwatch 2 is... They know sequels are way more popular than just saying Overwatch Heroes or something like that.
Yeah.
Overwatch Rebel Squad or some shit like that, where they just do like a sole PvE game, right?
Yeah. They have got... Yeah, I don't understand why they can't just add a story expansion to Overwatch 1 and have an HD update.
That's what they're doing.
Why just that, though?
But why
then
why
name
call it
it
Overwatch 2?
Yeah, and sell it
because
separately.
it sells way better if you say Overwatch 2.
Well, I'd
rather
argue it sells again. You can't sell the expansion the same way. You can sell it as a full price game.
But Overwatch, yeah, they're going to sell it as
Yeah,
like...
a post-an
we don't
expansion
know, I don't think
would
we
be half
know
the
pricing
price.
options now, but basically what I saw from this was they're trying to sell Overwatch again. Because
Yeah.
I haven't really played... I played... Because they had co-op on the original Overwatch, and it wasn't that great, but I did play it, and I was like... But if I was going to get Overwatch 2, I would pretty much just be having the same experience as Overwatch 1 anyway. So what's the point of buying the game again?
For someone like me, it might be worth it, though. The story missions.
Yeah, if you like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like they showed off the talent ability, which is way more in-depth than what the Overwatch 1 had, which was the like events they had for PvE.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really impressed with the PvE. Like, it was pretty, like, basic. And
Yeah.
It wasn't great, like, the AI.
I would hope...
It wasn't really that
If
fun.
you're going to have basic AI, you kind of need to have, like, interesting levels and level design, which that doesn't... It seems okay, but I'm okay.
They're getting a new
looking into
payload. They're getting a new mode, which is, I don't see why it isn't payload. It's just like a robot pushing something.
Yeah, what's different about that?
I don't know. I feel like...
You don't have to waste someone pushing? I thought it already pushed itself anyway.
My favourite game mode is Payload Race, and they still haven't added Payload Race. Like, I think the most interesting mode in Overwatch is probably King of the Hill, in my opinion. Because it actually adds an objective you can both contest at the same time, rather than just having someone AFK push a AFK push a car or AFK hold a point and then switch sides, which, I don't know, playing the same map twice every game just isn't too interesting to me personally.
Yeah.
I think maybe when you have one objective and you fight over it, which is something you can get from King of the Hill and something you can get from Payload Race, is really interesting to me personally. But yeah, the new gamer doesn't look that interesting. In my opinion, they are re-releasing Overwatch again, and I'm kind of calling them out for it because I don't think it's...
It should be an expansion.
Yeah, I was kind of...
And a free HD update.
I was kind of underwhelmed by this BlizzCon.
Yep.
I think maybe Blizzard fatigue is setting in now that I'm seeing more and more Blizzard, not as the Blizzard developers I love, and more as Activision re-releasing games again. You know, as much as people wanted WoW Classic,
hang on,
they're re-releasing Warcraft 3. They're re-releasing WoW.
Yeah.
They're re-releasing Overwatch.
On
They're
your
making
bingo
another
thing-
Diablo game, and it might just be them re-releasing Diablo 3.
On your bingo thing, you didn't cross off or tick the remastering thing. What do you
Did
could
I?
with Overwatch?
I didn't know what Overwatch was.
Yeah,
when
but
I
now
saw
we
it.
can.
Yeah.
You
now
can
we
update
can.
your...
It's just sitting in my documents folder, so honestly,
Okay.
it doesn't really matter that much.
Has to be accurate. Has to be accurate.
If you want to edit at home, go ahead. You've seen the image on the screen. Just take a screenshot of the screen.
Screen the screen.
Just clip the clip.
Clip the clip.
Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I don't know what the fuck Hearthstone...
What is Hearthstone? Hang on. Okay, we get into WoW at some point, right?
Yeah, we're going WoW after this.
We're running out of time, but I want to get to WoW.
We're almost done. I watched someone playing this and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, the UI just doesn't look great at all.
What the
Like,
hell is going on?
it's like...
What?
It's like, it's almost like they just built auto chess into Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Because they've done this before where they've tried to build other game modes into Hearthstone and it's kind of been really janky. because it's in Hearthstone rather than being its own separate thing.
Its own new UI.
I don't know, dude. Like, I've talked about this before with MOBAs, right? So I've talked about how Warcraft, people on Warcraft developed Dota, right?
Yeah.
Riot made League of Legends, right? They cornered the market. Valve then made Dota, which then had the hardcore fan base. And then Blizzard goes, wait a minute, I want to do that. That's really popular. They then made Heroes of the Storm, which nobody really cares about because they got there way too late. And they've kind of done this again, because this is why I bring up this parallel. There was auto chess through Dota, and then Valve's like, shit, we need to make League comes in and makes very quickly TFT, which gets popular because League came in first, called the market.
What was Valve once called?
Underlords comes in, has a core fan base of Dota fans, and then now Hearthstone, way too late. The Heroes of the Storm of the auto chess battler comes in way too late, and they're making Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I know some people, especially Crip, really likes this, but Crip's been playing Hearthstone for the past probably 4 or 5 years. Like, his brain must be mush at this point. He'll take anything. I don't know. BTTV is like a third-party thing, and I don't know. Anyway.
What about,
there's another Hearthstone expansion if you care. I didn't put it here. You can go and look at that.
What does Hearthstone Trump think of all of that?
Not the other one.
Which
I'm sure he gets confused with all the time now. I don't know. I haven't watched any videos.
I haven't seen him in ages.
He's still alive, I think.
He's still alive?
Yeah.
What does he do though? Hearthstone.
I've seen him on a couple of IRL streams, actually.
Oh, okay.
He lives in Austin, Texas, which is where a lot of the Twitch IRL streamers live. So
okay.
He's chilling.
He's just chilling.
He's still being Trump.
Not that one, though.
No, not that one. Who also has a Twitch channel.
What?
Yeah, he has a Twitch channel now. This is the cinematic trailer for Shadowlands. One thing that really annoyed me about the new WoW expansion and the story of the new WoW expansion is they've been hyping up Sylvanas to be this new overarching enemy, but she has no reason to be this enemy, and
she's underdeveloped.
She's a really underdeveloped character because the thing with Garrosh, right, when he betrayed the Horde, he wanted to build a true Horde, and his vision was different because he didn't value the warlocks and the spellcasters.
Yeah.
He wanted a strength, true Iron Horde, right? And it was this really interesting idea, right? But with Sylvanas, it's we need to do the Garrosh story again. Let's make Sylvanas evil, and it's
but she's
why?
She's
what are her
always
motivations?
Been... Yeah.
Why is she just a token evil character now? And it's just no one really knows, because it's they set up the idea of the burning of Teldrassil, right? It's Sylvanas burns down Teldrassil. It's oh, she must have had a reason to do that. And it's no, she just set the tree on fire because she was bored. That's kind of the whole reason the entire Battle for Azeroth story started.
She spent huge amounts of effort and energy to do that.
But then they're saying on this story but the spirits told Vol'jin to set her as the leader of the Horde, and maybe Sylvanas she's undead and she's a banshee. She can talk to spirits, and she got the spirits to kind of set her up as the leader of the Horde, and she was planning this, and this overarching plot. And it's nah, that never really got developed or looked into.
What the fuck's going on here, though?
Okay.
I'm really confused.
I'll explain the story of Wrath of the Lich King pretty quickly to you. There was a boy called Arthas.
Yep, that's bit I know.
Okay,
I know Arthas, my boy Arthas.
He got corrupted.
Yep.
Arthas' story is probably one of the best Blizzard stories they've written. He's corrupted by his hate for Mal'Ganis, and that leads him to power, and that leads him to the Iron Crown, and that leads him to Frostmourne.
Cool. Yeah.
Then he gets killed, but the idea of Azeroth, and this is another really cool idea that they kind of shatter here, is that there must always be a Lich King, because it keeps in check the undead on the planet, because there must always be someone holding the undead back and keeping them in check and stopping them from, this kind of force that keeps the world together. And that's a really, really cool idea for the longest time. And they kind of explored more of Bolvar as the Lich King through the Death Knight artifact story in Legion, right? Which I think Legion's a pretty underrated expansion. I think Legion is one of the best expansions they made. And I think BFA went really downhill from Legion, in my opinion.
Well, I think you said that at the time that you
the
liked
idea
Legion.
is like Surafang fought with Sylvanas, right? And Surfang's like this really cool orc character, and when they fought, like Bolvar like scarred Saurfang, right?
Okay.
It's just like Saurfang did more damage to Sylvanas than the Lich King, who like destroyed him, could do to Sylvanas. Like, he just gets wrecked by Sylvanas, and they're building Sylvanas to be up as this really powerful character, and it just seems to come from nowhere. Like, the Lich King is supposed, in the lore at least, like the Lich King is meant to be really powerful.
It's not like she's been collecting power to try and do this. It's not been set up story wise, basically.
She kind of just walks past his army of undead and just walks straight up to Bolvar and is like, "Yo, I'm here to kill you. I've got these arrows."
Yeah, it's not like a clever strategy that she's been trying to do for a while.
But then she's like, she gets these arrows and chain him down. I was watching this live, right? And she takes the helmet off Bolvar, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's going to become the Lich and get the power of the Lich King." And I'm like, no, she's going to destroy the helmet. Because I could see this coming from a mile away, because they're just so incompetent with their writing ideas, right? They're like, they set up this really cool idea, there must always be a Lich, you can't destroy the Lich King, let's have her, have her just destroy the idea of the Lich King and have her destroy the power of the helmet, right? They did. Because the reason Bolvar's the Lich King is because Bolvar gets absolutely fucking destroyed by fire, and he's like dying, and he's covered in char and ash, so they make him the Lich King because it's the last thing he can do with his body is so destroyed that the last thing he can do is he can sit in the chair and he can keep the scourge of the undead from taking over Azeroth, right? Which is why Wrath of the Lich King and the Frozen Thrones story is so cool in the lore.
It's a really cool idea that they could have kept exploring like throughout the storyline, throughout the ages, basically. But yeah, I guess not.
She's like, fuck that noise, I'm going to destroy it and open the portal to the Shadowlands, which is another place you can die, because you can die and you can go to the underworld, which is like where they brought in Legion with I don't remember the name of the character. Helga, because they had like these it was like Norse mythology.
So it's
and she was making this deal with Helga for like I'm not quite sure why. I don't think that gets explored either, why she was making this weird deal with Helga in the Underlord. It's like, but now you can die and go here, you could die in the game and go somewhere else, and now you die again and you go to the Shadowlands. It's like you can die like 3 times and go to this place.
Okay, I have a serious question here.
Yeah.
How come, I realise that the answer is they don't know what they're doing, but how come they can just destroy the helmet that easily? And why has it not been done earlier? If it's so easy.
But the kind of idea is Sylvanas has made this pact with this shadowy figure. I'm not quite sure who it is. And I think also they're like, did Bolvar really die? Is the Lich King coming back? The only interesting thing I saw from the Shadowlands was there was 4 factions and you could choose who you wanted to side with, which is kind of similar to the Burning Crusade way of doing it, where they had the 2 factions in the capital city.
They could be what?
And these new factions will give you specific abilities for that faction.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting, but I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. Yeah, you can join the furries.
Monsters.
Join the skellies.
What? And
blue people.
Angels.
Blue people. Blue angels.
Yeah. Furries, blue angels, vampires, and
undead.
Okay. That's like
they're also doing a level squish again because they realised that the people really liked leveling up from 1 to 60 in Classic WoW. And they're like, yeah, you're level 120 now. Let's just stat squish everything so you can now level up from 1 to 50 now.
Okay.
I do think that the idea of the new starting zones are cool. So now how it works is when you're first playing the game from levels 1 to 10, instead of doing the starting zone for the that race, you now go to a like this island where it teaches you how to play the game, sort of, like, and then it ends in like a dungeon to like show you how to do dungeons and stuff.
That makes sense.
And
so does everyone have the same island, or
yeah?
Okay.
And once you've this is just for new players, and then once you've done that, you can play any expansion at any level. So now instead of having the level bracket scaling, you can now if you wanted to, you could immediately go to Wrath of the Lich King.
These are the more interesting ones.
Yeah, or you could immediately go to Cataclysm or whatever you wanted to do, right? Which is cool because Chromie is like in the game lore, she's like the master of time, and she's like the time dragon, right? And that was cool because I like the idea of if I'm leveling up an alt character, I could immediately just go to like Ice Crown and do that because that's the story.
You don't want to do the same thing again,
right? Or I could choose to do something else.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like grinding through the same content over and over again.
Yeah, because when I played, that one time I bought like a month or I basically bought with like, was it £50 or something? Like got like a month and like something else and like
you got the games
and some expansions.
Yeah.
And it's like I was like, yeah, it's kind of doing some of the same stuff I've done before, and it's like not changed that much. I don't really want to do it.
The thing is, instead of having to go around the Azeroth zones, we could just go straight to something a lot more interesting.
Or do like the Wrath Lich
and I think
stuff.
like the last part, I think maybe the 40 to 50 is like you do BFA story, so you can connect on to the new expansion.
Okay. Right.
And then I think you start at level 50, and then you level up from 50 to 60 in the Shadowlands. Is how they do it.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Last piece of news before we end, because we got to wrap this up. I think we're at 2 hours.
We're 2 hours. Yeah.
There's a new Battle.net app beta. They're going to try and change Battle.net.
It looks better.
Than the
old one.
Don't know how well it'll perform. Maybe it'll be better. It kind of looks more like Discord or something. But yeah.
No, I think it even looks better than that. To be honest, I don't really play anything on Battle.net, so.
And everything in between podcast, YouTube, Twitch.tv/Score. If you want to watch live, if you're watching live, you're already here. So good luck.
If you're in China, get a VPN.
That's Score 2000 on Twitter, and that's the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.